And it's Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. We cover cadets, midshipmen, the military veterans proudly since 2008. And one of our favorite organizations to highlight is the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. They do great work taking care of the families of Special Operations community members, also Medal of Honor families, and provide scholarships and mentoring and all sorts of support where there is a fallen member in the special operations community. Today we have Colonel Sean Corrigan, who's the executive vice president of the organization. Sean, good to see you. How you doing today?
Great, thanks, Ken. At Dallas right now, not at our home office in Tampa, but beautiful out here, nice and sunny and 70.
Yeah. Well, we'll be up at your alma mater, West Point, on Saturday for Army Navy basketball, and a lot of basketball and hockey coming up at West Point that we will be covering. And also, we cover Iona basketball, so we highlight your organization wherever we can. And Sean, if you would tell us a little bit about some of the work you did supporting families over the holidays. I understand you had a couple of new college graduates.
We did. We're really happy. We have kids graduating throughout the year, typically more in the spring after the spring term, but we had quite a few graduate. We had over 200 um, going into the end of 2023. Now we only have 190 kids in college, so we had 10 graduates. That was good, and they're moving on to their careers. Kind of fits with the whole cradle to career philosophy of education support for the kids.
No, it's terrific what you do in your organization, Special Operations Warrior Foundation. Wonderful charity for organizations, individuals to consider supporting. Tell us a little bit about your work. Obviously, you're known for providing scholarships to children of families where there is a lost member in the special operations community, also Medal of Honor. You've got provided 520 scholarships to students who've graduated. Tell us a little bit about the services that you provide. You're all encompassing.
Right. And, the organization started, we trace our roots at least to Operation Eagle Claw in 1980, the attempted hostage rescue mission in Iran, where 8 airmen and Marines, made the ultimate sacrifice and left 17 children fatherless. And so the survivors of that mission pledged to take care of those kids and make sure they got an education. And since 1980, the foundation has evolved, expanded eligibility to include those killed in training, not just combat, and then eventually expanded that eligibility to all line of duty deaths within all of Special Operations Command and any unit working for Special Operations Command in a deployed task force. So the eligibility criteria expanded over 40 plus years, coming up on our 44th anniversary here in April. And the education programs expanded as well, started with college tuition, room, board, miscellaneous expenses, and worked that out to all the way from what we call cradle to career, meaning we start funding preschool at age 2, and then we provide private school tuition assistance, unlimited tutoring, private school for K through 12, that is, and homeschool support, paying for those expenses if families choose to go that route, and unlimited tutoring from age 2 until they graduate college. And we added some other programs to help kids prep for going into college, pay for college visits, college applications, that sort of thing. The whole idea is to enable them, to support them in pursuing a career of their choice.
Well, it's just amazing what you do. I love one of your mottos that you never forget a birthday, and all the cards that you send out. And you've expanded the program in recent years to cover Medal of Honor families. Tell us about that.
Yes, that was a relatively recent addition within the last couple of years, and it really started with Sergeant First Class Ron Schurer he had retired out of the military. He was a Medal of Honor recipient, and he was working for the Secret Service. And when he died, the board looked at it and said, we really need to honor this fallen hero. He was a Special Forces non-commissioned officer, and so we brought that family in, and then the board looked at it again and decided, we need to honor all Medal of Honor recipients, to include those who survived the event where they earned the Medal of Honor. So we've brought in quite a few families, and we're adding kids as we go, as some of these Medal of Honor recipients are young and building their families right now. So we're really proud to be able to support those great Americans, whether they're special operations personnel or not.
Well, you've done tremendous work on this organization. As we said earlier, 522 college graduates that you have supported, and you've got 200 in college right now. Tell us a little bit about how you do the fundraising. I mean, this is a big undertaking that you are committing to.
It is, and it's a broad base of support. We have a lot of really fantastic, loyal folks who donate monthly, and so that's fantastic. That helps us keep pace. We have all kinds of events all around America: golf tournaments, 5K, 10K races, long range shooting event coming up in Cody, Wyoming. That's every June. Just all kinds of great folks out there supporting the special operations community with these fundraising events, dinners, galas, things like that. Great corporate sponsorships as well. Black Rifle Coffee's been a great supporter of American Airlines. The list goes on and on. Professional bull riding, all kinds of wonderful corporate sponsors that aren't necessarily in the defense industry. And then we do have a lot of support from the defense industry: L3 Harris, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, Boeing. All the big defense companies also help chip in significantly.
Well, that's great to hear. And one of your big supporters, I know, are the New York Yankees and the Steinbrenner family. That's how I first met your organization, through their Military Appreciation Day at Yankee Stadium. It's always great to see the leadership of your organization recognized there.
The Yankees have been absolutely outstanding, going all the way back before 2001, and George Steinbrenner recognized immediately what 9/11 would mean to the special operations community and made a significant donation. He literally told the foundation, you need this, whether you know it or not, you're going to need this. And then, of course, his son Hal was on our board for 20 years, and they've been fantastic and continue to be fantastic supporters of the foundation.
Well, that's great. I know they're very proud of being able to have you and the Special Operations Warrior Foundation leadership at their Military Appreciation Day every year. Tell us a little bit what you have coming up this year.
Well, we, of course, are celebrating the 44th anniversary of the founding of the foundation in April, on April 25th. The actual Operation Eagle Claw was on the 24th of April, so we try to keep it as close to that date as possible every year. We have a big golf tournament coming up on the 11th of March in Bel Air, in St. Petersburg, Tampa. We have
When's your one in St. Petersburg? Do you know?
It's on the 11th, and then the first Thursday of November we have another one in Isla del Sol, another big golf course on the Gulf Coast there, on the other side of Tampa.
Okay, well, maybe we can make a trip down to one of those, and sound like terrific events. So tell us a little bit about your career. You're a West Point graduate, class of '98, and served first in the infantry. retired a full colonel, which is an accomplishment. It's not easy to get to full colonel. Recognizes an extraordinary career. Tell us about some of the stops in your Army career.
Yeah, actually, you're too kind, Ken. I graduated in '88, so
Oh,
I'm
idiot.
a little bit older. But yeah, I started in the 82nd Airborne after the standard infantry officer basic and ranger school and jump master school, all those kind of schools. And it was a great time to be in the 82nd. I was in Operation Just Cause in Panama, and then Desert Shield and Desert Storm in Iraq and Saudi Arabia. And then after my time in the infantry, I went to Special Forces qualification course and started in 7th Group when it was still at Fort Bragg, focused mainly on Central and South America. And at that time, narcotics was an issue where DoD was assisting foreign governments in training their counter narcotics forces. And then eventually I worked my way over to one of the Army Special Mission Units and spent from 97 to 2011 there. Came back to Fort Bragg and worked on a joint staff for some time and eventually worked my way over to command in Special Operations Forces in Yemen for a year, which was interesting. And then finished my career commanding a subordinate element of Special Operations Command for CENTCOM, and then retired and started with the foundation.
Well, that's great. You've had a very distinguished career, been in some places that are difficult places to serve, Yemen and just offhand. And just tell us a little bit, how can people and organizations contribute? Just remind us of your website.
Yeah, our website is specialops.org. That's specialops.org. And we'd love to have people visit the webpage, check us out. And if they're inclined to help support the work we do and the families we serve, there's a ways to give donation page. Or, people can come out and participate in the events. We have them all over the country and they're a lot of fun.
Well, that's great. Colonel Sean Corrigan, graduate of the United States Military Academy and veteran of the U.S. Army, and the Executive Vice President of the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. Great to chat with you. We'll be highlighting you when we're up at West Point this weekend for Army Navy basketball and through the balance of the season. And just a terrific program that you run supporting the families of fallen members of the special operations community and Medal of Honor families. Really wonderful work you and your team are doing.
Super. Thanks, Ken. And go Army, beat Navy.
Absolutely. And great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. We cover cadets, midshipmen, the military and veterans proudly since 2000.